coverage of it here tonight, courtesy of the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League. And welcome to one of the largest fairs in the country in Hamburg, New York. It's the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League R&L Carriers America's Fair, presented by Jim Beam, the official spirit of racing. All the fans have shown up, thousands of them, to watch the best in the business in the Pro Pulling League. And of course, we're going to bring you all the action here on ESPN. Now let's go to my colleague, Leslie Mears.
We're going to kick things off tonight with the high horsepowered machines of the Unlimited Super Stock tractors. The only thing stock about these vehicles, the block. I'm here in front of Larry Roberts' big toy, and you can see 3 big turbos out front, 2 different pressure stages, lots of air compressing into that engine. It's going to create so much horsepower. It's going to be hard for these guys to hook it up. But hey, these guys are veterans, and they know exactly how to do it. And you'll see that front end 10 to 14 inches off the ground, hooking up to the sled and pouring all the power to the ground. For more on this class, let's send it down to Ted.
All right, Leslie, you are right about that. These are not your average farm trackers. These are big, alcohol-burning bad boys coming down 300-plus feet. Object, pretty simple. Pull the sled. You see the sled back there going behind me. They pull it the opposite direction. Now, they have the first 5 pulls go on, and then they declare the full pull line. Could be 300 feet, could be 310, could be 320. Now, if a couple tractors get past that mark, they have what's called a pull-off. Very simple, and the furthest one wins. Starts at about 45,000 pounds. As those weights shift at about the 200-foot mark, the skid plate comes down. Then, guess what? The weight comes to about 5 times the actual weight. So you're looking at pulling over 200,000 pounds for the next 100 feet if you're lucky. It sounds simple, but it's not. So much work goes into these tractors, so much power, so much passion, and so dangerous if you're standing here.
All right, Ted, we'll get you out of there. Here's some more rules of the pull for the Unlimited Super Stockers. They have to weigh 8,000 pounds, but of course, it's where you put that weight that is critical. The engine block must be stock. 4 turbochargers, we saw that before, and the wheelbase, 114 inches with those big 30.5 tires on the back. Now let's talk about the track as well. Always interesting. These things are ever changing. This particular track, established in 1819, this fair has been around for a long, long time. It's about 20 minutes from Buffalo, 265 acres. This is a big deal. This is a big pull. This is one of those that you want to put on the resume that you won. John Evans with a big toy, too, will be the first to hook up to the sled. And Leslie Mears joins me here in the booth as we take a look at the running order here tonight. It is very critical where they put the weights of these tractors. And, of course, we'll see those big amounts of lead on the front. They can also put them on the back, and that's where it gets critical.
We've got a great shot of the belly bar right in front of that 30.5-inch tire right underneath the driver's foot, where they can also put some of those 100-pound weights to make sure that they're really hooking up to the sled.
And Evans with a great pull right out of the box, 306.08. And if you also notice at the start of this pull, these guys do not run positive traction rear ends. They are open. The right rear tire started to spin just a little bit early.
Well, and they've also got independent rear brakes back there to help them steer as well. You can see he starts to get a little crossways. The front end up in the air, only steering with those rear brakes. And man, check out that amazing wheel speed. He is really kicking up the dirt as he pushes out that 306 plus distance.
All right, John, 306.08. Nice pull. Who knows what they're going to set it at? How do you feel about that? And do you feel that that's actually going to hold up?
I think it was a good hook. I don't know if it'll hold up, but it's a good hook. I'll be up there in the top part of it. I think I'll do all right.
Those guys generally know how it feels. That was a strong one, no doubt. But there are a lot of good tractors behind him, including the multi-time champ in Jordan Lustig and the Silver Bullet. But now let's go back down to Ted.
All right, time for Ted's dark horse pick in the Unlimited Superstock. Now, it's not really a stretch, but you got to go with him. He's only had 5 starts this season. 2 victories, and he's last year's champion, so I guess to call him a dark horse is not really proper, but I have to go with Jordan Lustig and the Silver Bullet. Last year, this guy was absolutely on rails all the way to the championship. Expect him to put up a big number tonight.
Definitely a good pick. He is a tough one. As I mentioned before, multi-time champion, but he has struggled this year. And there's more evidence of those struggles. It looked like he put a hole in the side of the block on that one.
That white smoke usually means that there's some oil out somewhere, and it's getting really, really hot. Great coming out of the hole off the starting line, and then boom, problems right off the get-go. Doesn't get very far. A different configuration here for this Caterpillar engine. It's a 32.8. It's a V8 component. Everybody else running an inline 6. And you can see losing fluid right between those front tires.
By the way, great job, Ted. Now you've jinxed Jordan Lustig by picking him as a dark horse. All right, Elmer Haug is up next with a Little Temptation. This is a case, and it's a good one.
Rocky start there for the Little Temptation. You don't want to be bouncing back and forth like that on those rear tires. It's going to really make you lose distance.
And there's the proof of it. We'll take another look at it here. Also, the front end way up in the air to the point it looked like he might have lost some traction there.
Well, the difference here with the Little Temptation, you're allowed to run 650 cubic inches in this class. The Little Temptation, only 504 cubic inches, and it's got a lot more movable weight than everybody else, so it makes it a lot harder for him to put those weights on the front end to keep that front end down.
Frank Keener in the Triple X tractor. Great looking ride here. If the front end comes up too high, they'll actually unload those rear tires. That's kind of what I was leading to before. They want them to come up, but not too high. He'll shut it down. 298.50 the mark.
And that's a great run for Frank Keener coming out of Ashland, Ohio. Usually runs with the Ohio State tractor pullers. You can see him over there on that right sideline and then drifting over slightly to the middle. Boy, he's got a lot of traction going on out there, and those rear tires are just grabbing and biting all over the track, pulling him every which way but loose. And he does a great job trying to keep it in the middle, holding on with those rear brakes and steering.
Good for second place right now. A great onboard shot there. He's steering the heck out of that thing, but the front tires are nowhere near the ground. It's just a natural reaction. All right, up next, Jeff Hurt with the Running Bear All-American.
You know, Jeff's really come on strong here in the 2008 season. This tractor brand new for 2006. Finally got it figured out and put himself at the top of the heap. And one of those guys that these guys want to watch every time they come out on the track.
299.11 will be good enough to take over second place for Jeff Hurt. Stay with us. We have a lot more pulling action to come.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your